Hey everybody, it's Alison Heikkila. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to make a clean and simple shaker card. Those are things that don't usually go together, but we're going to do it. So I've got the big candle stencil and the chevron dot stencil. Both of those are from Colorful Life Designs. I have the pop shapes dies from Stampendous, and we're actually going to be using a leaf die to create our candle's flame. You could cut that out with an X-Acto knife or a scissor, but I opted for the die because it was the perfect size and shape. We've got a couple of sparkle blends that we're going to be using for the inside of our flames for our shaker element, some distress inks that we're going to be using with our stencils, and of course our card base. So let's get into this card. I am going to tape this stencil down kind of at a bit of an angle, keep it a little bit whimsical. So you have to make sure that that third candle flame on the right side is not too close to the edge of your card there. This is not the card base, this is the top layer, but you'll be putting foam tape around it, and if you have it too close to the edge, it's going to be tricky to kind of tape that off. So I covered all of the flames with some washi tape just so that I don't get any ink up there. We will be die cutting that section, but easier to just not have to be bothered with worrying about where there's ink, right? So I've got some Tumbled glass distress ink, and I am going in to each of the candles. I'm just adjusting the washi tape there, and I'm going from the top down, and then in a moment I'm going to grab some abandoned coral and go from the bottom up. Just keeping it really simple at the moment with these two colors. We're going to have a nice bit of purple in the middle there, and then we're going to enhance that even further with that chevron dots stencil. You'll see what we're going to do in a minute. I actually did this card a little bit differently on a Facebook Live recently for Doodle's Paper Playground, and it was so fun and so adorable that I thought it would be great to do on a video for everybody to see. You can, of course, check out the replay of the Facebook Live if you go to the Doodle's Paper Playground Facebook page, but you've got this option too. So now I'm going in with Seedless Preserves, and I stenciled the dots right on top of the candle. And now I'm doing the chevron on the middle candle, and then we're going to go in with the dots again for that third candle, and it's going to give us a really cute effect. If you don't want to use a stencil, you can use a stamp, but stencils were ready and willing to assist me with this project, so that's what I went with. How cute is that? Isn't that adorable? Now I'm going to take that leaf turned flame and cut all three of those out. And that is Best Day Ever. That's from Tim Holtz's Bold Sayings stamp set. I use that a lot. If you follow me at all, you've seen that I use it a lot. And I've got some sky blue opaque embossing powder from Stampendous that we're going to use with that stamp. It'll cover up the candles a little bit, but it's going to look really cool, very graphic and fun. So I'm just using some VersaMark ink to ink up that stamp really well, and then I'm going to apply it to my card panel. I did make sure that I heat set the ink so that the embossing powder wouldn't get all where I didn't want it to. I also used an anti-static powder tool a little bit off camera, and now I'm just going to apply that powder. It's such a pretty color, and it looks really nice with tumbled glass. So just tapping that off a little bit. I'm going to have a little excess that I'll need to remove with a brush, but otherwise that looks pretty good. You'll notice that it's not a solid image. There are some areas that are not perfectly solid, like if you take a look at the E and the V, there are some kind of holes. That's actually the way the stamp is designed, and that's perfectly fine. It's not meant to be solid. It's supposed to have a little bit of a distressed, grungy look, and that's perfectly fine with me. I love that look. So just heat setting that powder. You can see it changing color there. I love watching embossing powder melt. It's so much fun, right? So now we're going to take some 1/8 of an inch score tape, and we're going to go around our windows for our shaker area so that we can put our acetate down. So you don't have to be super crazy about this. Just get it around there and you'll be good to go, because we don't have to worry about anything falling through this area. So just get your acetate on there. I'm using window sheets from Doodle's Paper Playground. It's a nice thick acetate. And now I have Heffy Doodle's foam tape. I love this foam tape. It releases really well. It cuts really cleanly. You can get it to go around shapes really easily, as you can see in a moment here. There was extra release paper on that piece, so I just had to pull it off But you can see that if you pull the release paper, you can go around curves really easily because the foam is, you know, flexible. So I'm just going to do that around each of the candles so that our shaker bits just stay right where we want them and don't fall behind the windows. So there is Lemonade on the left side and Gold Rush on the right, and I'm just going to pick out each little piece individually. We don't have big windows here, so we don't want to just dump everything in, and I don't really want to have lemons in there. You know, we'll save those for another time. But I'm going to pick out each of the pieces and fill it up, and then I've just got some plain yellow cardstock that I'm putting on the back so that we can seal that area up. Seriously guys, how cute is that? It is so adorable. Super fast too, right? Just going to pull off all of that release paper and add some ink to the edge of my card base. If you've watched me before, you know that I like to have colored card bases, or at least the border of the bases colored to kind of coordinate with the rest of the card, ties everything together. So I just grabbed some tumbled glass and I inked up those edges, and now I'm just going to check, make sure that I inked it enough, and then I need to add some glue to the back of that yellow panel. So got some Barely Arts glue there, and I'm just going to attach it right to our card base, and that card is going to be pretty much finished. How cute is this card? And it's really simple, right? I think it's so cute. It's great if you have like just a little bit of a sparkle blend left and you just want to use it up. It's perfect. So that's it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. All of the information on the supplies that I used are in the description box that is below the video. And that's about it. I hope that you have a great day. Stay safe, be well, peace out.